about 10.
Good evening, and welcome. How you doing? It's Sunday night. It's another show, and England won by the skin of their teeth. They didn't really show up until the 90 plus minute.
Can't hear you, Mick. You're muted, mate.
Can you hear me now?
Yeah.
There we go. That's not bad, is it? Do a whole show without you being able to hear me. So, yeah, that's always the way. So, So, Gareth owes Bellingham. I think he owes Bellingham and Kane, well, everything and anything. But yeah, it's that probably saved his job. The taxi is still waiting, shall we say? So yeah. I don't know, mate. So anyway, so tonight it's just me and Jay, and we'll be talking England because why wouldn't we? It's still a shit show, but hey ho, we turn up to a degree, and we'll be talking bits and pieces of Millwall. So looking forward to this. Are you, Jay?
Yes, mate. Yes, definitely.
It's going to be a quick one tonight, though, isn't it? We're looking at about 15. No, we're not looking at 15. We're looking at.
Let's dive in.
We'll be all done. So without further ado, then we'll hit this.
Language you don't usually hear on television. Millwall in London's Dockland.
No one likes us, but we don't care. We're that Millwall podcast. Loud every Friday night right here. Legends like Jimmy and Abdul take a share of the kitchen or two. Super Neil Harris, a fucking legend too. Through the good times when this life will support the Lions all our life. This ain't no place for fancy feet. This is fucking Millwall through and through. Located on our very own John Ferguson way. Let them all come, let them have their say. Millwall till we die. With that Millwall podcast, loud and fine.
Good evening, welcome. Make sure you are pressing the like button. I won't be able to see if you're doing it because at the moment I am one laptop Mickey. So then, Jay, we're not going to get that 2 hours back of watching England back. We were shit for pretty much most of the game until 90 plus 5 when we scored first, and then we scored again. 120 seconds or whatever later or so. It weren't long, was it?
No, it's and it was very much the same old we've come to expect from a Gareth Southgate team in this tournament. It was looking like he wasn't even going to leave the dressing room without getting his P45. But look, I mean, regardless of the performance, that the goal from Jude Bellingham is going to be talked about for decades in the same. That's in the same conversation as Gaza v Scotland, as Michael Owen. It's right up there, not just because of it's Jude Bellingham and the skill to do that and the poise, but what it did. The 95th minute was seconds away from going home and everything being doom and gloom, and Jude Bellingham's done what he's done all season, and he's stepped up with arguably the biggest moment in his career and one of the greatest moments in English football history.
Yeah, it definitely go down as one of the greatest goals in English history. Again, like Gaza's Scotland. I'm trying to think if there's any other real. I don't even know if I could put probably a standout 5 top mate with Beckham at Greece.
Beckham, Greece, Michael Owen.
Oh yeah, Michael Owen. Oh, Germany.
Yeah.
And that was weird because that's got to be 20, 21, 22 years ago when we beat Germany in Germany. And the reason I remember that so badly is that my missus, who I'm with still, she had a window smashed on her car, and I was basically repairing that, listening to it on the radio, thinking, "Oh well, it's Germany, mate. We're over there. We're going to get spanked. Don't worry. I'll do the window," and I listened to it on the radio, and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and I'm like, "Fucking hell!" So yeah, Beck's Penn versus Arges, Platt versus Belgium, Owen versus Arges.
I think the 4 you look at, I mean, the main ones, you're talking Bellingham now, he's one of them top 5 England goals all time.
Yeah, sorry, Chris. I weren't around in 1966, fella. So yeah,
obviously that is the greatest, English moment of all time. But this is, whether people like to, it will be associated with Gareth Southgate and it will be associated with a poor performance. But regardless of that, it is going to be spoke about forever, and it is one of the greatest moments in English football history, because you're seconds away from going out of a tournament. Yeah. And you ain't just nicked it and stuck it in the bottom corner like a little tap in or goalmouth scramble. It's just a great knock on from Gay and Jude Bellingham, and over the audacity to overhead kick it in the bottom corner is, not many people would even try and take that on, let alone take it on and bury it. In them circumstances, it's I've got some head on him, the kid, for being only 21 as well the other day. So yeah, great.
But to be fair, mate, he's he's one of the most expensive, if not the most expensive footballer in the world at the moment, and realistically, that's what he gets paid to do.
Yeah, without doubt.
Of where he is. So yeah,
without doubt, I'm just glad he's on our side.
Joe Cole, 2006 World Cup.
Yeah, what was that? Portugal, wasn't it? Was that against Portugal? Can't remember. He smashed that volley, didn't he? 35, 40 yards out, top bins.
Yeah, don't worry, family tournament. We will go on to Millwall in a mo or two, but we just thought we'd talk about England straight out. I don't even know what the scores are at the moment in Georgia and Spain.
1-1.
Or is it 1-1?
1-1, yeah.
Be a result if Georgia ends up knocking out Spain as well, wouldn't it? People are saying Sweden, so yeah.
Also, Sweden for Joe Cole's goal, I think.
Also got to give old Thingy Maguire for his penalty against Italy at last Euros. That was a penalty kick and a half, mate.
Yeah. I mean, an England team talking about, or England fans, should I say, talking about penalties. Is not really something we're accustomed to. That's like talking about Millwall and service to strikers, isn't it? It's not something we're used to. But yeah, Maguire was so great poised to take that penalty. It's fantastic.
So have we got a week off now? We're not playing until next weekend now?
I believe so, yeah. I believe that's what it is now.
That's all right. So I suppose, yeah, that's not bad for them. I think we pretty much covered England. Is there anything else you want to cover with England, or is that pretty much? No,
it's we got, regardless of that result, it can't be overshadowed. We can't let it overshadow and paper over the cracks of how bad that performance was.
No,
I mean, you're talking against, what are they, 70th? I mean, someone in the chat tell us what they rank. I think between the 50s and 70s, and we didn't have a shot on target for the entirety of like the 50, 60 minutes. It was so bad. I thought the subs were poor. It screamed out for Gordon's pace, for dropping Bellingham back into an 8 and maybe just having one pivot like Declan Rice and having a bit more flair. It was very, very, very poor. And I hope that all the elation and the clips, the only clips you're going to see is of Bellingham's goal. But I hope that the players and Southgate really do look at the performance, because the performance was alarming yet again, because it was the same side that went out there. And again, the team that finished it, your Palmer and players like that, changed the game. And he needs to realise that he's got to really change it up, because Switzerland are a really good side. So I just hope, my final thoughts on that, look, is great result, all-time England moment to win like that in a European, it's a massive moment, but don't let it overshadow how bad the performance was. We need to be better.
Right, no, that's it. I'm done with England. Everyone else done with England? Should we move on to Millwall? First point of Millwall is Bobby's changing the goalposts.
Bobby's last day on this podcast tomorrow. I tell you, you ain't
Bobby
changing
is-
the goalpost now, son.
Bobby is changing the goalpost. No, I don't mind giving him 2 p.m., but Bobby's
2
changing
p.m.
But I don't mind giving him 2 p.m. if that's what he wants. But he's changing the goalpost. So he reckons that Tandanga is going to be announced tomorrow, either 9 a.m. or 2 p.m. now.
All right, we'll let you have that one.
I'll tell you what, we will go. I'll tell you what we do. We will go till 5 p.m. All right, I'll give you the benefit. So we'll go 5 p.m. end of play. That's normally the latest that Millwall will ever announce anything. So we will go end of play tomorrow, or adios, Bobby.
Yeah, Bobby's going to have to go and listen to Lions
gonna
TV
be-
instead.
He already listens. There's a few of them on here. Someone sent me some clips the other day, and I saw some of you on there. So yeah, I spoke to Bobby today. He said it's defo, or he will eat his pants. There was someone on the chat on the chat from last week's show. Actually, after the show airs on YouTube, what basically says that player who Bobby thinks he met wasn't even in the country. So, you know,
Probably spoke to Mr. Tumble. That's who he probably spoke to. And
no, that's it.
Oh, Spain are 2-1 up.
Yeah, I'll put that up there. So yeah, so we'll look through them. Is there anything else in there what I want? But no. So then, there seems to have been, and I'm going to keep this as allegedly because it hasn't been confirmed, but it does look as if it's going to be confirmed over the next day or two. And I know I said on the last show that, you know, I'm not going to think, but there's video out there now, so it's nothing to do with us. It's some random YouTuber who's put it out there, and yeah, so it looks as if we have a main sponsor, different sponsor to the training kit, and I think it's called, is it My Guava app?
My Guava.
They seem to have been a shirt spot or a sleeve sponsor in QPR last season. They seem to be an affinity card partner or something with Palace, and they're going to be our main sponsor. They look as if they actually are a proper company, unlike Euro Ferries allegedly, and so I think this is quite a good move if true. It could be something. It could be a tie-in, maybe that because we're cashless, maybe they're going to look at, you know, maybe doing season tickets with these cards or something, so you can, you know, like you do at schools where you have, you know, like a PayPal, whatever it is at school. Then you sort of like have a process where you can top your kids' cards up. Don't know if it's going to be that or not, but yeah, we'll see. Connor, we will come back to that in a minute, mate. Your point there, mate, because we have
the same conversation.
Yeah. Dan Riggs, I'm not going to be posting. I'm not going to be repeating what you're saying there, mate, because can't prove either way, mate. So yeah, hey ho. If they've got money in the bank, mate, and if they're paying, then it's all good, mate. It's all good.
Yeah, look, they've like you said, they've been sleeve sponsors for Palace. They have tried. I did read that they have tried to get themselves in as a main sponsor at a few other clubs before. They're obviously keen. They're obviously, you know, invested in it. They want to do it. And it's good for us. It's a modern company. It's obviously some sort of pedigree. It's not a, you know, adventure from someone that we're taking a chance on. So look, we needed a sponsor. Regardless of who it was at this point, I think we would be happy with anyone as long as it was legit. And as long as, you know, we're in safe hands with the kits and with getting them out and we're on schedule, I think it's good.
Listen, a few of you are putting in, oh yeah, you know, pilot scores and all this. Listen, I couldn't give a fuck, to be fair, mate, because you look at some of our reviews online, mate. Are fucking, we're good, but our reviews are shocking, mate. And also, I was looking for some rock salt earlier, right? Get this. I was looking for some rock salt. It's in like the stuff you put on the roads. Because basically, in case anyone don't realise, it's a fantastic weed killer. So as long as you don't want to plant anything there, you throw it around in between your paving slabs and down the sides and all that. And it basically overkills the plants. Basically, takes all the pH out of the soil, and it just literally it dehydrates all the plants and kills them from the roots in. So it's a great weed killer. So I'm looking for some of this, and there's a load of reviews, and people are going, "Yeah, I buy this because the chunks are bigger and it's fantastic to put it in a salt mixer and all this." And you're like, "Mate, really?" So yeah, I don't believe any thingy, mate. I am gutted as well, Alex, that it is not Lime Bikes, because they are right next to us, and I would have definitely tapped them up for what do you call it. So Fanatics have fucked up our club shop, and this lot will fuck up the ticket sales. I don't know if they're anything to do with ticket sales, Chris. And to be fair, I think Fanatics was just they come in. I think they come in at the wrong time. To be fair, with Fanatics, I think the problem with Fanatics is that in the process of them coming over, they were moving warehouses, and I think they just got absolutely hammered with issues with that, and I think it just done them up. So yeah, but they're all right now. I think they're all right now. So yeah, and to be fair, they reached out to do an affiliation thing with us. You don't get really anything for it, and no one's ever brought anything. But I had all the top people's emails, and when there was fans moaning about stuff, I just used to copy, the tweets or whatever, and say, you need to sort this, and things were getting sorted out quite quickly. So, I think it was there or thereabouts. So, yeah, listen, they might even come out tomorrow, and they might not be our new sponsor. It could be something completely different, but I've got no idea, mate. But listen, it's on there. The signage is up. Whether or not it's true or not, I don't know. But all I'm doing is going back to Connor. We agree with you that we think that the logo should be white, really. Yeah. It should be white on that shirt. The G should be white on that shirt.
Yeah.
Wait and see what it is. But hopefully someone has gone, can't really have the green, can we have it white?
Yeah, I'd like to think so, because it would just ruin that kit. And it would.
I don't know, to be fair, Dan Riggs did do a knock-up of it earlier as he was sitting there boasting, going, the thumbnail looks good. Who did that? And to be fair, I don't think it looked that bad. On the green.
I don't know. I'm not a fan. I mean, if it's an arm sponsor, and it ain't the main sponsor, like you said, we don't know. We're just going off of...
The problem is that doing it in white, it would possibly deviate from what the purpose of being a main sponsor is. So, yeah. I mean,
there's other clubs, like Leeds, they've got a bit of red on them, but your red goes
Leeds
with white.
fans, Leeds aren't happy, mate.
No, I know they're not.
Because they hate Man United, and obviously they're red, and they don't want red on their shirt. So
Leeds have had red kits before. Green though, like with the retro that we've got, what we've gone for, the retro look we've gone for, to have that type of, and it's not a dark green or anything, it's like the Spotify type colour green, isn't it? It's just right in your face. I just think it'll ruin it. I really do. Unless it's an arm sponsor, or
No, they're not. They're not going to be an arm sponsor unless they pay big money. They're not going to be an arm sponsor, considering that their
the size of that billboard.
And the signage is up on what you call it, mate, and it'll be up all over the ground. So
I hope it's white. I hope it's white. I'll be disappointed if it's green. I actually will be very disappointed if it's green. But I understand if they're paying their money. I'm not. I ain't wearing it out as a fashion statement, but it'll just ruin what's probably been the best kit we've had for a number of years.
But you see, if you look at it on a different process, would that potentially get them more airtime?
Probably, because your first thing you're going to look at is fucking My Guava. You're going to see that from a mile off. So I understand it.
But I mean, with us talking about it, with fans reposting it, if it is green, fans are going to keep posting the shirts. Whatever you say about it, the comments don't really matter, but you're going to keep posting that image, and people are going to keep seeing that image, and they're going to be going...
Well, I'll tell you where it would look good is that if we had we had the green kit before. You remember the old Ryman kit we had the green.
Yeah.
And if we had that kit and it was the white, and we had a white top, and we had the My Guava with the green, and we had green shorts again, that would look really nice. I think that would look pretty cool. But the blue and the white, and then just throw green on it. It just doesn't make sense to me. I understand it from a business sense.
They do say blue and green should never be seen, don't they?
Exactly, and I do agree from a business sense. I understand if they paid their money, they have it however the fuck they want it, and that's understandable. If I buy a steak in a restaurant, I don't expect them to tell me how I'm having it cooked. So I do get that, but
no. But to be honest, I mean, we've got green on our logo at the top, and obviously with the Spotify, and there is a space at the top. So you know, if you want your logo would look lovely in the colours you want on our front screen.
Yeah,
not an issue at all. No, that's it. So,
but I imagine that we will find that very, very quickly anyway, because tomorrow morning I expect it to be announced to give it a day, so say Tuesday and Monday afternoon to settle in with people, and then Wednesday it goes on sale. So yeah, I imagine we will see it tomorrow.
And then Thursday is a year since we lost John.
Yeah, sadly, yeah.
Madness! Sadly. How quick that has gone is absolute madness.
Yeah, and a lot. It seems like it was only yesterday John was walking around the pitch, but also seems like he's been gone forever in a sense as well. You know, so much has happened, so much change at the club. It's like it's been a whirlwind at Millwall these last 2 years. It has been a whirlwind, and we need to get ourselves some stability. We need to calm it down a little bit, and we need to start running and get back to some normality, because again we've been hit with extreme sadness and tragedy around the club, and it's just a horrible time at the moment to be a Millwall fan, and we need something to perk us up. The kit has helped, the structure is starting to help with the people that JB Junior has brought in, and hopefully July the 1st, tomorrow, transfers should start kicking up big time. Because
fingers crossed. Well, according to our roving reporter Bobby, it should be Tandanga. So there's one through the door. Are the rumours to believe, as Dan Riggs has just put in, do you believe the rumours? I mean, I don't know if I believe the rumours or not, but I don't know. Maybe something in them, I don't know. But again, the problem is that the club never, ever confirms. I remember the one only time I asked about if there was a transfer, and I got such a telling off email back. It was like, yeah, I'm never asking again. But is Brad's off? Is he off to a lower league, or is he off to Cardiff? I mean, to be fair, he's Welsh. Would Cardiff help him? Would he want to finish his career at Cardiff?
Well, apparently he wants to finish his career with us. So he said.
That's what I think, yeah.
Players often say things like that when they kind of know something's coming and they're settled. Like he has been at Millwall for a long time now. He's been settled. He's probably heard something from his agent. And he's probably put the feelers out and said, I don't want to go anywhere. They don't randomly say this sort of stuff, you know.
No.
I do think there is some truth to it. I like Tom Bradshaw. So this is where I stand with Tom Bradshaw. I like Tom Bradshaw. I like him as he's epitome of a Millwall type player. He gives 110% every single game. He plays through injuries. He carries himself really well. You never see him getting into trouble or kicking off. He's a good servant, but he doesn't score enough goals, and he's always injured. It's sentimental value will only get you so far, and it's got him 7 years at this club. He's had one good scoring season. Take away that scoring season he had the year before last, and he averages less than, I think it's like 6-7 goals a season. He's got 44 goals in 7 years. It ain't good enough at this level. It really isn't. He's 32 years old. The injury issues, the lack of goals, I think would be a good time to move on while you can probably get a couple quid if someone will take him off your hands. Yeah. I don't think he's a wage problem. He doesn't command that much in wages, I believe. But yeah, we need to move on. And it coincides with the Langstaff bid, because that is a Tom Bradshaw type player with more goals. Similar build, similar stature, aggressive, likes to get on the front foot. So it all seems to fit quite well, and it's a nice situation. I think a lot of people may have just put two and two together, but I do think there's truth. And I would be quite happy to see Bradshaw go. I think the time's right. I think he's he's not got it for it anymore. Well, he hasn't had it. He's just not been good.
Yeah, no worries. Still out, Simon. Yeah, Simon, the shirts come out on the 3rd of July, in case you're listening back. So Wednesday, 3rd of July, that's when the shirts are released for sale. I mean, he's not really had a great season any time for us, has he?
No, but he's been a good player. I mean, he's had some moments, you know, in Blackpool away. Yeah, cut away at tricks, you know, Watford, you know, at home, and he had that great season. Him and Zian, they look really good. And he played through a lot of injuries, and he will be remembered for that because he did give everything. Bradshaw, he was like the Jimmy Abdul of strikers for us. You know, Jimmy wasn't a great player, but Jimmy would give you 150% and do whatever he's told to do. And Bradshaw is the same. Now that works for midfielders because you've got other people around you, but when you're the lone striker, it don't work as much because you have to score goals, and he just doesn't score goals.
There's his average.
It's not good enough. Not good enough. And
for a striker, that is not good enough.
But that ain't all his fault. You know, we haven't been the best of servants to him in terms of getting him support, in terms of the systems that we're playing, the players around him to feed in the service, you know, because he does make great runs. He does try hard. It ain't all his fault, but good strikers, they make stuff out of nothing. And Bradshaw, a lot of the time, needs it on a plate for him to be able to put it in the back
Bradshaw, I mean, he's getting on, but I think Bradshaw realistically would make a great League One, League Two
brilliant player.
I think he'd make a brilliant League One, League Two player.
If we went down, I would have stayed with Bradshaw. Yeah. If we went down,
maybe that's why they sat there and thought, we're hitting that clause. Pretty much. And said to you, if we don't, then you can go. But
I just think all the stars are aligning and all the rumours coming out and the official bid that we have now had confirmed that we have made for Langstaff and the other rumours coming out that a lot of clubs, and it ain't just one or two, there's a lot of clubs interested in Bradshaw. And then Bradshaw's comments about wanting to stay, it just all makes, it's all leading up to Bradshaw leaving and hopefully, I hope Langstaff coming in.
How much do you reckon we'd get for him? Because I mean, Andrew Roberts said sell him to the TAFs for $1 million and help fund him long still.
Not a chance in hell we're going to get $1 million for him. He's 32 years old with the goal scoring record of a holding midfielder each season. We'll get 250k. I think you got if it's a championship club, I think we'll get 250k max. And I'd let him go for that. Let him go and finish his career in Wales if Cardiff want him. Or let him go to Wrexham, where he's
he'd do well at Wrexham, probably.
He'd do brilliant at Wrexham, or even include him in some sort of swap deal with Langstaff to get the price down. Include it in that. There's definitely a market for him. It ain't going to break bank. It ain't going to do anything.
To be honest, though, I think
it's a player.
I don't think he's done anything that bad. I don't think he's done anything that bad to throw him in. Jay's got shorts on. He's carrying Steve's legacy. Look.
Steve's legacy is well and truly alive.
I don't think he's done anything that bad to be able to send him to Notts County. But
no, and he doesn't. Don't get me wrong. I know that a lot of our panel really like Tom Bradshaw, and this isn't. But this isn't anything to disrespect Tom Bradshaw. He doesn't deserve disrespect, Bradshaw. That's couldn't be further from the truth. He deserves to be sent off, in a nice way, because he has give a lot of his years to Millwall. He has give some good moments, and he has been a good servant. And we don't just shit on these players just because they ain't good enough anymore. We give him the respect he deserves. It's just now's the time. If we want to move forward like JB does, we need to start looking at players that can help us do that. And Bradshaw can't do that anymore.
I've had it confirmed by a Dutch contact or Dutch source. He isn't really a championship player, and he's shit, and he ain't coming.
No, I don't. I didn't rate him at Norwich at all. I know he didn't start much, but when he did come on, he looked like a deer in headlights.
Yeah, I mean, my Dutch guy, I said to him, have you heard anything? And he said, I'll check it. He said, he's a good player, but I'm afraid he won't perform very good, not a championship player. And then he come back to me today and said, it's not true. So,
good.
Yeah.
Good. I still think we should be looking at someone like Lyndon Dykes. I know a lot of people are going to go, well, we don't. He isn't a lightning in front of goal or whatever, but you need to look at what we need to do with the players that we got on the system Harris runs, Harris has always had a lump. We need a lump, someone physical, and Lyndon Dykes suits Millwall. He would be an instant hit at Millwall, I believe, and I could just see him and if he wanted to go in with a 2, him and Langstaff up top, I think would be quite formidable in this division. So,
but at least Bradshaw could, if he went to Wrexham, he could link up with George Evans again.
Yeah, there's a lot of avenues for Bradders, and fair play to them. Apparently there is. I spoke to my pal who's been a good source for me, and been quite truth come trumps on a lot of things lately, and he reckons it's not just Cardiff. He reckons it's 3/4 of League One and League Two that if Bradshaw's available, that they want him. So he's got a market. I reckon if we want to sell, it'll be gone very quickly. I don't reckon there'll be any problems getting the deal done. But I think we need to stop doing this. What we did with Mitchell, we need to get someone in first. At this point now, we can't just keep letting people go. At the moment, we're struggling in defence. We can't just have one striker on the books.
I think realistically, we need a proven striker. I would say we need probably two goalkeepers, one what's an experienced number one, and then one what is slightly inexperienced to be a number one, but is well ahead of the curve to be able to become a number one.
Yeah.
And then go from there. Spain 3-1 up.
I'm just looking at the goal now. That's that Williams. That's a lovely goal. He's a good player. He is. Good player. Nico Williams. Yeah, I agree with you. I think 2 strikers at the minimum. And then that would say it's Langstaff and Lyndon Dykes. I'm just going to throw that out there. Don't quote me, anybody. This isn't a rumour I've heard. This isn't everything I've seen. This is just an opinion. But yeah, Lyndon Dykes, Kevin Nisbet, and then you've got Emarku and you've got Zian who could play as a false 9.
We've got to play our youth. We have to play our youth this season. I don't think we should flood the team with them, but I think we should definitely play Emarku. I think we should definitely play SA. On the worst case scenario, is 1, we can see whether or not they can play in the Championship, and 2, we can get them noticed and hope that maybe a season down, someone will come in and sell them, and then we start reinvesting. Because the problem is at some point, if you're not playing the youth, then youth will want to come in. They're just going to go, what's the point? We're never going to get. We're never going to get in the team permanently, or be able to play and show ourselves. So we might as well go to a team where at least we can start looking and getting somewhere.
No, I agree, but I don't personally think that's going to be this year or maybe even next year, because I think that the squad has to be built again. I think we have to build a squad and then start bringing them through like that. I think trying to do it this year with half a squad at the moment is not going to really be a good thing to do. I think we need stability first. But Marku needs to be included as one of them strikers. And in one of them wingers or that 10 spot, SA needs to be the other one. So we do need 2 keepers. We do need, I think, 3 wingers.
Dan said 2 wingers, 2 forwards, and 2 centre backs.
That's a start. That's got to be the start.
And plus 2 keepers.
Yeah, that's got to be the very base. That has got to be up that spine. We need 2 of each: 2 centre backs, 2 keepers, 2 wingers, 2 forwards.
Yeah,
that's the minimum.
No, that's it. Scott Chitty even says, "Is it Tandanga or is it Tanganga? It's gang.
Second one.
It's Ganga.
Yeah.
Tanganga. Yeah. It's just me. I pronounce things fucked up. Don't even try and get me to pronounce his first name, mate. Fucking hell." Great goal for the Spain's 3rd one.
Yeah.
Any latest on Balotelli? That would
I
would have, mate. I'd have him though.
Would you? I wouldn't.
Yeah. He's a Millwall type player, mate.
Yeah, he's an arsehole. I just don't think he's got it anymore. I just think his attitude would fucking cause so many problems.
Oh yeah, 100%.
I don't want that. I think the fans. I think he'd kick off. I think he'd end up in punch-ups in the car park. I just think he's a prick. And he wouldn't take it from us, but we'd give it to him. He wouldn't want to take it, so I wouldn't. I don't think it'd be a good fit.
No, that's it. So Ryan Allsop signed for Birmingham for 800,000 allegedly. If League One keepers are that much, we'll have to spend big. Yeah.
Well, yeah, we need a bona fide number one now. Sadly, So yeah, we're going to have to spend big.
No, that's it. Got to keep Marku fit for long enough. Yep. Mayer's injured. Yep. According to Chaps, we need 7 players this window. Yeah, which is, I would have said 8 possibly, 2 of each.
Yeah, I think 8, yeah.
Marco, a winger for me, or at least a wide striker, not a normal striker or centre forward. So, yeah, I reckon.
You need versatile players as well, though. You've got like Longman. If we could bring Longman in, that's like 3 or 4 positions in one. So we could sign 5 players needing 8, but you've got 8 players in them 5 players. You know, we got to be smart about it. We ain't got all the money in the world. So we need to be smart with the type of signings. Like someone like Dykes can play as a target man. He can play in a 2. He can play as a lone striker. We need to think about that as well with these signings. We can't just go and get, you're a winger, you can only be a winger. That doesn't help a club like Millwall.
No, not really, not really. So Andrew says, can you honestly see JB Junior spending a decent wedge for 8 half-decent players? Do you know what? I probably could.
I can. I really can.
I think with everything what he's done so far, getting rid of Kavanagh, you know, changing it out, getting rid of Billy Taylor, Aldo, etc., changing it right up. I could see him wanting to make a statement and going. I mean, listen, right? Let's just have a look. So he's got rid of the CEO, he's got rid of the COO or whatever it is, and he's got rid of the head of recruitment. It's the first year in how long that shirts have been released in June. Yeah. It's the first time in fucking how long that fans are being invited to go to Spain. Right? Yeah. We wouldn't have got that if it was the current people in charge, I bet. If it was like who we had last season, we wouldn't have got it. We'd be looking at shirts probably. Shirts would not have been released without a sponsor, and we probably wouldn't have been looking at getting the shirts done until everything's tied up. So possibly July, maybe towards the end of July. This way, people know they're coming out on Wednesday. Hopefully, fanatics won't fuck it up and people won't get them until Christmas. But, you know, they're getting double quick. And then kids can go away on holiday in their new Millwall kits, etc., and jobs are good, isn't it? We get the away kit probably released when we go play Gillingham.
Yeah, that normally happens.
Yeah. And then
or even in Spain, it'd be perfect to do it in Spain.
Yeah, but it'll be Gillingham first, won't it? Gillingham, we're playing Gillingham first, so it'll be Gillingham first, and then go from there. So yeah,
no, I mean, like what you just said, Mickey. I don't think James Berylson makes these. We said it before, and when the news broke, you know, I don't think he makes these changes without knowing he's got to spend some money. You can't make all these changes and then go and keep the same old transfer regime. We suddenly spend more each year. We have done the last few years. He's young, ambitious. He wants Premier League football. We know that much. I think he's going to spend. I think he's going to surprise a lot of people.
Yeah, I think he's looking now to look at Millwall and say it's got to be run as a business rather than constantly keep putting money in. It's got to be look at right. We've got a youth set up. Let's start playing some of that youth set up. Put them in the shop window. Then let's have a look around, see if we can sell them. I mean, there was rumour that Marco Essay was being sniffed about by Liverpool. But Liverpool's never going to put a bid in unless you're playing him. So play him. Hopefully Liverpool come in and go 3 to 5 million. All of a sudden, you've got that. You then start investing. And then you just keep building. You know, you invest and then bring in another player. And then you can go, right, we've got a few more solid players here. We can now bring another youth in for defence, or we can bring a youth in here. But
that's where we've got to stabilise ourselves first, though. We can't do that right now because we haven't got anyone to fall back on. No. If we go and sell SA now, we ain't got nothing. So we need to build the squad back up. We need to tear the squad down, rebuild it, and then start looking at bringing the youth through. So there's positives at the moment.
I think it's exciting times ahead. To be fair.
I do. We need some play this week, though. I mean, I know I've been pretty worried about the transfer business. I spoke to a few of you guys in the chat off air, and I've spoke to Mickey a lot. That, you know, it's worrying times that we haven't even had a sniff of a player. But as it's getting closer, you know, we've got the Langstaff rumours coming out, and I think now that a lot of players and the new year essentially starts tomorrow, it should really be a busy week, real busy week down at Calmont. So yeah, hopefully it's Tanganga, Langstaff, Longman.
I mean,
a few others.
Mate, the changing rooms are painted every season. They basically change it up every season. So I wouldn't take that as in anything else. I mean, they're not going to do. I can't see them doing anything in there. They've already got the freeze chamber and all that lot in there, and the other bits and pieces. I mean, to be fair, it could probably do with an upgrade, have some nice showers and all that lot in there. But I can't. Yeah,
but it's the Lions' Den. It's meant to be horrible. It's meant to be gritty and dirty.
What do you call it? It's a horrible place. If you've ever gone in that away, when we done a charity game there with Millwall ex-players and a couple of fans and some celebrities. We done a game between them and the F2 boys, and I don't know if like Jeremy and Billy and that, right? But the F2 boys are proper fucking think they're something special. And they were like kicking off because we're giving them the shit changing room, and then Nike and all their sponsors, Adidas, where all their sponsors basically brought all the boots in and all that. By the time they put all these boots and footballs and their kits in this changing room, they pretty much had no room to sit, mate. And we were going in, me and this other guy, Phoebes, we were putting our head in going like, everything all right? And we were just laughing, mate. They're going, I don't, you know, who we are, we should have the bigger changing room. We're going, fuck off, you're a Millwall. Shut the fuck up. Do you know what I mean? We are not going to sit there and let people like Gary Alexander, Mark Beard, Stuart Nethercott, people like that come in the away changing room. It's just not going to happen. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, unfortunately you've got it, but yeah, the what you call it changing room is shit. So yeah, Scott Chitty, you are going to fuck me up with your name at some point on this show, mate. So yeah, he's taking the piss, going, yeah, no, I know he's just taking the piss out of us, but loves your show. Thank you very much. He also says, if we don't sign anyone, I'm sure Harris can keep us up. Just if we want to push on or not. Yeah, no.
Well, if you joined us for our Friday night live, Scott, the predictions for the points based on the current squad don't make good reading, mate. So I pray that we sign players. Yeah, I pray that we sign players.
We're going to have to wait till August, aren't we? August, I think, is when the loan circle comes up. So
yeah. That's when you get your injuries and you start to assess.
FFP recycles tomorrow, so that is a good sign for us because I think we were pretty much on the touch.
Getting Mitchell out the door before that as well is good because then books then get balanced for next year. So it looks we're a year ahead then, and we looked at that was a good move for the club, for the business side of things. No,
that's it. New training ground and works around the Den to pay for. I think, to be honest with you, I think that's probably going to be a partnership deal. So I don't think he's actually paying for that straight out of his pocket, but I think there's there. So yeah, hope you're right, Mickey. But 8 players are going to cost 10 million. Not necessarily, because there's a few players we're looking at what are on freeze. So I wouldn't necessarily say, yeah, this light is making me look fucking terrible.
But with player sales as well, you know, you end up you get rid of Alex Mitchell and Tom Bradshaw, and that might pay for £1.5 million of a player. You know, if you ain't got to pay wages for one of the a transfer fee for one of these players, you can then have some more wages that you've offloaded and you bought.
That's what happened with Joe Bryan.
Yeah, so that 10 million, you're probably looking at about probably a £6 million, £5 million actual layout, but because you've recouped some, so net spend it's easily done.
And also, you might pay 2 million for a player, but 9 times out of 10, that 2 million isn't done over one season, and it could be $1 million with loads of add-ons and stuff. So yeah. Daily Mills says 9 a.m. online, 10 a.m. at the Lions store. Okay. Training ground and regeneration would be a totally different pot of cash. 100%. Training ground is going to cost them if it's what they originally said. I can see that now with the way construction materials and all that going. The way that construction's gone up recently, with material costs and stuff like that, I would say that's got to be 30-40 million pound for that. And you know, all the stuff around the Den, that's got to be a good, 70, 80, 90 million, maybe more, 100 million, 150 million to be fair, maybe more, depending how many flats and whatnot they do. So yeah, I'll get it on for 20 sovs at the end of the season. We're all right. We got 40. We've got 20 minutes or so. Yeah. People say we don't have money, but apparently the chairman was worth over 2 billion when he passed.
He's not the owner.
I know that's not the club's money, but surely they must be able to invest what they've inherited. You see, that's the thing.
He didn't own
Millwall
the club.
was never owned by John Berylson. John
No, that's
Berylson was only the chairman. It's Chestnut Hill Ventures what owns the club. Hence why we are still trading as we are, because if it was actually owned by John Berylson, with the American laws of inheritance and prebate and everything else, or probate, everything goes in America, slightly different to here. In America, if a spouse or a husband, wife dies, all the money then goes to the wife or to the husband. So, you know, his wife is already wealthy, more wealthy than what John was, so the money will end up going to her. And then obviously that would all be tied up and we could be in a big mess. But the fact that it was owned by a company and that company is still trading, it had other chairman and everything else within it, we've just literally moved along pretty easily, to be fair. As far as we can see, might be a little bit of a struggle behind the scenes, but we've moved quite easily along, which just shows really that, you know, the foresight, which, you know, at the end of the day is good for us. So yeah, they've got no sizes for the Superman online, only up to 2.5, isn't it? Yeah, maybe 4-1 now. Spain, by the way, Spain are the team to beat. Hope it's not lead point. This is why they're trying to develop the land to get a bit more of a margin in return, because ticket wise we're way off even breaking even.
I don't understand.
I don't either. The reason for the development, and it's always been the reason for the development since I got involved and with AMS back in the day. The reason for the development, John's idea over the development was, yes, I think there'd be some return on his investment from previous, but also the fact that the rents, the leases, etc., sold would be a continuous income to the club. So rather than JB putting in 10, 12, 14 million pound a year, what he was doing, and up to 20 million pounds, some months, some years, that basically all the property, what's rented or leased, etc., around the den, will be able to have an income, and that income will be able to go back into the club. I don't think he was ever looking at that was going to become his. It was looking at more of setting up various routes to be able to plough the money back into the club so that the club becomes self-sufficient. Hence, play youngsters, sell youngsters would make the club, again, another angle of being self-sufficient. Because, you know, if you can cut down the 14 million what Chestnut Hill or the Berylsons or whoever it is putting money in, then you can get that from development, transfers, sponsors, etc. It's going, but I don't think it's a new thing with us. We've never been a selling club.
No, we have to, because it's modern. You've got Bristol Cities, them type of teams. You know, they sell players for like 25 million. You know, and it's probably the only thing letting us down from actually really competing for playoffs and the Premier League, because we rely on nothing to get us there. We have to do it with nothing. So I think if we can get ourselves to that point by building the team and then bringing the players through, nursing them, selling them on, we have to look at that, because that is modern football. That is the only way we're going to make real money.
It'll be interesting to see what happens over the next year or two, where we go, because then you've got to be able to ask the question of, you know, why we didn't do all this when Kavanagh, etc. were here, and then all of a sudden, if we suddenly make major changes and we start making a push or going for it, or making money and not having as much put in, then you've got to sort of ask the question, why didn't this happen 3, 4, 5 years ago? Why is it taken now? So I think it's exciting times ahead, and I'm interested to see how it goes. One with the redevelopment, one with the training ground. I think personally they should look at maybe trying to buy back the training ground at Bromley and potentially have, where they have the academy over other places, I would look at probably instigating, get the academy out of maybe Blackheath Rugby Club and moving it, and then obviously having, because I think it'll be, those two areas would work. But if you were with a youngster if you lived in Croydon with a kid who was going to play for Millwall, would you be travelling to Brands Hatch every day?
Exactly.
You wouldn't, but you'd travel to Bromley, wouldn't you?
Yeah, no, that's right. And it's that again is another modern forward way of thinking that helps us develop and helps us keep things in house. And that's what we have to do. And JB's a young man, he's a businessman, and it's good to have that young, modern business type view and outlook in the club now, because he's clearly he wants it. So he's made massive decisions, probably the biggest decisions I can't remember any monumental decisions chairmans have had to make off the top of my head. What he's done now, he started with a bang.
Yeah, I would say the other major decision ever made was probably to get rid of Holloway in recent times, maybe. Yeah. But again, you don't know whether or not that was his decision. Yeah.
No, it's a forced issue. But yeah, I think he's put his, like we said, when all the news broke about the lettings go, that he's put his stamp on it now, and he's open letter that he sent out saying, look, I'm the head honcho here. Yeah, this is how it's going to fucking go. The buck stops with me. This is who does what. This is the fucking family tree of who's doing what job, and here I am at the fucking top. So he's laid it all out, and he's going for it. I think he's going for it, and this is good. This is good stuff.
No, that's it. I'm in between jobs. I'll come and work for you on the commercial sector if you want. Come and look after some customers for you. One, I don't think money in football is that good, and two, I don't know if I'd really want to work for your club. I've done the fan on the board. That was interesting. So yeah, Dan Riggs, we probably spend £100 a year on Brian's coffee antics. Yeah, probably. No debate for me. Millwall,
not a question.
Yeah, not a question for me, mate. Millwall, 100%. Millwall go up. Millwall go up. Club over country every time. Love the kit mock up, guys. Thanks very much. Yeah, it's great. As I said, I've only got one laptop and I couldn't load it up. But if you look at the thumbnail, you will see where this is, where I'm pointing on my screen, and you're not going to be able to see it. But where the mock kit up is with our logo on, if you look on the thumbnail on YouTube, that's got a mock up of the new potential sponsor is there. So yeah, I'll take Millwall winning first game this season over England winning the Euros. Yeah. Carl Bracey, I saw you on Lions TV the other day, fella, commenting on there. Listen, we all share thingy, mate, so I don't care. We all share thingy, mate. So yeah, it's all the audience. But I was looking at it and your name popped up and I went, I recognise that name, and it was like, oh. So yeah. The planning permission on the porter cabins at Calmont Road run out next May. It was temp for 4 years. Oh yeah, and the newer ones, yeah. They got a job going for sales executive, Mickey. Yeah, no, it wouldn't be there. So yeah, I think it's exciting times, to be fair. As long as we can get some signings done this week, then I think we'll be there.
I think this week is where it has to start. I'll be a lot very, very concerned if we don't make a signing this week, not one. Especially with they would have had all this time to prep signings, get things done, things in place. If one doesn't come through the door, it's going to be really worrying that are Gallen and Harris even on the same page when it comes to sign. That'll be the next question. So yeah, this is a big week. It should be a very, very busy, lively Friday night pod, because it should be very, very busy. So
that's it. Right, Beeline. Have we always had a fan on the board? No, there has only been two. Pete Garston was the first, and he was in there for about 12, 13 years, I think, maybe longer, maybe 13 years or so, off the top of my head. And then there was me, who done 2 and a bit years, and then I left. So all the released players are free agents tomorrow. Yeah, if we sign anyone that's realistic, then who would you go for? I would probably have. I know you did, Carl. Money take the piss out. Yeah, I would probably go. I would probably look at signing Hutchback on a year, purely because I feel that we treated him a bit wrong by not letting him play last game, and then sort of right, you're gone.
Yeah. My ideal week would start with Tanganga. It it would then get Ryan Longman in. I think the Langstaff deal was going to take a bit longer. And then Langstaff towards the end of the week, and also getting Sean Hutchinson back on a pay-as-you-play backup if we desperately need your emergency centre half. That would be my ideal week. And then hopefully starting the following week or even this week as well, keeper of some sort. Because keeper has moved right to the top of the list now because we've got one. So, no, Bart's not going to come back.
Bart won't be coming back, mate. Bartman won't be coming back. So,
the only reason Hutch didn't get his swan song and his goodbye was because that door is not closed.
Yeah, that's what I think too. The postman said he moved house, though. Yeah, no, he is, but where's he moved to? We don't know, mate. He could be in a port.
Don't have your club captain, though, who's been here for 7 odd years, 8 years, or whatever it is, and he don't even get a goodbye. That's not a thing. He's going to. I don't think he's eligible for a testimonial, but he's definitely eligible for a fucking pat on the back. That's for sure. You know, because he's been a big player for us. Well, arguably one of the best centre halves we've ever had, in my opinion. He's right up there.
I mean, is he past it? I don't know. I mean, I would offer him a pay-as-you-play. I would probably offer him a pay-as-you-play.
I think he is past it to some extent, though. I do agree.
I can't see us getting Creswell for that sort of money. If it was cheaper, 2.5 million, maybe I reckon we could. But yeah, no, not there. Can't I just give Hutch a pre-season testimonial? No, we've done that. We'll see if JB is ambitious or not by the calibre of player he gets. If we get Tandanga, Longstaff, a decent keeper, and two decent centre backs signed before pre-season, then okay, you can say he's serious. Yeah. Would love Tandanga and Cresswell.
Jesus.
Yeah, that would be a good one, but yeah, I can't see it. They should give Hutch Barrett's job.
Yeah.
Cresswell was signed for Toulouse. Is he signed for Toulouse?
He hasn't signed. It's on, I believe it's like the talks are happening, and that's the ledge. I don't think it's been confirmed. I've been looking in it. Toulouse would make Fabrizio's level of reporting, and he hasn't said anything.
Okay. Yeah. Also, I don't think Cresswell's worth 3.8 million. He hasn't played all season. He hasn't done a lot. And when he came to us the first time, he hadn't really played, and it took him a little while to get into it. So yeah. So what's that, Ryan?
Ryan says, I'd love that, but I think he's still got some low level Premier League quality in him. I don't think he's going to come to us.
No, that's it. Right. So let's go through what we've got. Isn't going to be the main sponsor. They are the sleeve sponsor of other clubs like QPR and Palace, etc. I think you find, Connor, they will be our main sponsor because you don't have all that signage for sleeve sponsors, mate. I could be wrong, but I would put my pound, mate, on it. They're going to be announced this week as main sponsor. Brad is on the move, maybe. Parma has to start against Switzerland. We were so lucky tonight.
Yeah.
You were so lucky tonight because we've done a show for you. Good move. That green better not ruin that kit. We've answered that. If we go 4-4-2, is Fleming out the door?
No, because you can't just stick to 4-4-2. You need to adapt. And Fleming, as much as people might not like it, is still probably the best player at the club.
Wow,
and we should be happy if we keep him.
Yeah. So I saw the Adiraks linked with John Daddy.
Yeah, let him have him.
No, that's it. Cresswell is only worth 2 million max. Yep, but
yeah, and I'd pay that.
Yeah, but the French are offering him 3.8 million.
Well, that'd be. I think that's 3.8 million euros.
Yeah, so that's still over 3 million, isn't it?
Yeah, it's about 3.1, 3.2, something like that. But that probably won't be full on that. That would be, a lot of add-ons, I imagine, because he played for a year, so he ain't going to command nearly fucking 4 million for sitting on the bench.
I don't think Leeds want it all full of add-ons. They want the money up front, so
they need it because they've got financial fair play.
Yeah, and they need things done today before tomorrow, don't they? Because they've got to. They've got to sit there and fucking do it all. So, yeah.
Yeah, so they could be busy up for the next couple of hours.
There you go. 3.2 million sterling. There we go. Yeah. Jay, have you got anything else you want to add, mate, before we run off? Because obviously you were up at very early in the morning, mate. So
yeah, I'm on the early shift this week. So, but obviously pressing news, we had to jump on. But no, just look, great result for England, bar the performance. We live to fight another day. So let's hopefully we can ride that train a little bit longer, and hopefully, look, yeah, positive news. The new league year starts tomorrow. The FFP league starts tomorrow. Sorry, and then we should get a sponsor. We should get some transfer news, and we got a lot coming. So yeah, it should be a very busy week. So stick your notifications on from us, because we'll be getting a lot out. And like, share, and subscribe, because the season's nearly upon us.
Peter Sullivan says, "Do you want to have a bet? I'm up early. He's up at 3:15. You're up and left by then,
Behind
yeah?
you. Yeah, just after you. But yeah, you are. But I bet I'll get home later.
All right, fucking hell. Do you know what I mean?
Okay.
So there we go. Right, that's it then for another show. We'll probably do one in a week once the announcement of sponsor and possibly Tandanga tomorrow, according to Bobby. If not, we will do a show to say Bobby is no longer with us. He's left the building. You've got till 5 p.m. tomorrow, mate.
And if not, Bobby, you can do a short for us. You can record yourself apologising that you'll never spit slander in the chat again, and apologise, and we can put it out. And we can put it out that you're no longer allowed to give us any news. Yeah, that's what you have to do. A short video that we have to put out to the chat.
Yeah.
He'll probably say we'll sign him at some point in this season now.
Yeah, no, that's it. So yeah. Right, that's it from us. We are done for another few days or so. Roll on the start of the pre-season, roll on the start of the season, so that we can just be talking about Millwall each and every episode. And yeah, whoever it was who moaned about the clips, mate, they help get us more and more subscribers and get us in front of more and more Millwall fans. So yeah, the Euro ones have done quite well, taking the piss out of Scottish. So yeah, I think we are done. Oh look, Monica. Good evening, Steve's mum. How you doing? You all right?
Hello, Steve's mum.
Yeah, there we go. So yeah, we are all done for another week. See you again shortly. This will go out as in the morning. Make sure to like and follow us on Spotify as well, and like and follow us here. That's it. Goodbye.
Oh, giddy up and get away. Oh, we're going Millwall, and we're going today. Here we go.